Hello everybody, my name is Colleen and I'm on a journey to lose 100 pounds. It's dinner time and I thought it would be a good opportunity to show you a healthy meal that I'm making. I'm trying out a new recipe. I really like to try new things as much as possible, so you'll probably find that a lot of the healthy meals that I make here are gonna be first time, let's give it a try type meals. But today I'm going to make a sheet pan salmon with broccoli and cauliflower, and it's gonna have some Asian type flavors involved, so it should be pretty good. I'm thinking I'm going to make it with couscous on the side, or not couscous, I always say that, quinoa. With quinoa on the side, I usually serve fish with like either a potato or a rice or something like that, and especially something like this I would normally serve with rice, but I had rice for lunch and I don't want to double up on the carbs, so I think I'm going to go with a healthy grain instead and do quinoa. So once again, this recipe comes from the New York Times cooking website, so we'll give it a try, and I'll film and show you everything that I'm doing to make tonight's dinner. So first up, ingredients. I have a prepped baking sheet, and I'm going to go ahead and turn the oven on to 425. So there we go. So the recipe calls for just broccoli and fresh broccoli, but I'm going to use frozen broccoli because that's what I have. So I might have to add a little bit more cooking time, but perfectly fine. And I'm also going to add cauliflower too, just for some variety. It calls for scallions, so I got some of those. What's funny is whenever I cook at home with scallions, I feel like it's like an extra special meal. I don't know why. I never really buy these for myself. I feel like sometimes they're kind of like an add-on or an afterthought or just for decoration, but I did get some of those this time. Salt and pepper, half a lime for serving. You don't have to have that, but it's good to have it. Rice vinegar. The recipe calls for soy sauce, but I'm using coconut aminos as a substitute. Some honey, some sesame seeds, some ginger. Fresh is good, but if you don't have fresh, then you can use something like this. So this is like a stir-in paste, and I love this because it just lasts forever. And ginger is so good for you. Like there's all sorts of really good anti-inflammatory and digestive properties. Like it's really good for your digestive system. The recipe does call for fresh garlic. I'm using just minced garlic from a jar. Nothing wrong with that. This is a huge bottle. You can see we're at the bottom of it, so we go through a lot of garlic. And toasted sesame oil. And last but not least, the actual fish, which I have over here. So it doesn't look the best. It is from a frozen package, so that's why it might look a little funny, but I just thawed it out, so it's fresh out of the freezer. You know, fish is just a little bit cheaper when you can buy it pre-frozen in a bag, but there's absolutely no shame in using that. So those are the ingredients, and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, we're gonna try out a new angle. So here I have my 2 scallions. So the recipe says to cut these into 1.5 inch bits on like a diagonal. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I guess maybe I can do it a little smaller. Right, and I always throw away the ends, both ends. I don't know why. It's a habit. I don't know if you're even supposed to do that or not. But so we're gonna use those a little later. So I'm gonna push them to the side, and then we're gonna make kind of like a glaze in a small bowl. So it always says to whisk together. Get my whisker. So 3 tablespoons of the sesame oil. All right, so first we have 3 tablespoons of the sesame oil. Next, 2 tablespoons of the coconut aminos. Or soy sauce if you're using soy sauce. One tablespoon of the rice vinegar. One tablespoon of the honey. Okay, about 1 tablespoon of ginger, or otherwise just a small piece. Just goes in so easy. And then a bit of garlic, and I'm just gonna go in with a bigger spoon. So about that much of the garlic. And then we're just going to whisk that together so it all blends until smooth. As you can see, I have the broccoli and the cauliflower spread out on the pan, and I also put the scallion pieces that we had cut earlier onto the pan as well. So next I'm just going to take a tablespoon of sesame oil and a tablespoon of olive oil and some salt and pepper and just toss the veggies in that. So first just a tablespoon of the sesame oil. Not much. And then about a tablespoon of the olive oil. Just lightly. Just go for it. Okay. And then pepper. I don't care if it makes me sneeze. I love pepper and salt. And then I'm just gonna toss that. Okay, and then this is gonna go into the oven for about 5 minutes. That's it. So while the veggies are roasting for 5 minutes, I'm just going to take my salmon and coat them in olive oil and salt and pepper on both sides. Ooh, see, that one's really thin because it's, if I got it fresh, it probably wouldn't be so thin, but still good. So I still have a few minutes for the veggies to roast. So in the meantime, I'm going to put my quinoa on. So it's really easy. It's just 2 cups of water and then 1 cup of the actual quinoa. And the kind that I use is the organic tricolor quinoa. I love this stuff because it's just so easy to just put it on, wait a few minutes, and get it going. So I'm going to go ahead and start this. You just bring it to a boil, and then once it's boiling, you want to simmer it for about another 15 minutes. So I'm just going to cover that and let it go. All right, so this is our setup. So the broccoli and cauliflower have just roasted for 5 minutes. So we're gonna just give them another toss. And they're starting to brown a little bit, like, I don't know if you can see on that broccoli piece. So it's roasting as it should. So just give it a toss, and then I'm gonna move the veggies to the outside, because then we're gonna put the salmon on here with these guys. So I'm just going to transfer salmon, uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Beautiful. So pretty, isn't it? And then the next step is to take the glaze that we made earlier and brush the salmon with it. I don't have a brush, so we're gonna go for more of a drizzle and then smother approach. So here we go. All right, so I'm just gonna take our glaze, and let's see if I can do this while holding the camera. So bam, bam, bam. Looks more watery than glazy, but I'm sure it'll solidify. So I'm just gonna put all of that on there. And then it goes back into the oven. So the salmon is going to go in there for about 12 minutes. We'll see what it looks like when it's done with that, but by then the quinoa should be done. So yeah, I mean, it's not really that hard. All you have to do is just have the right ingredients and then mix it all in a bowl and pour it on there. So, you know, not hard at all. I feel like sometimes these recipes, like, I get intimidated by cuisine that just doesn't use ingredients that I would normally have in my kitchen. So like, I did buy a few things just for this recipe. Like, I normally don't have sesame oil in my kitchen, so I bought that, and even the coconut aminos. Like, I am trying to get away from soy sauce, so I bought that special for this recipe. So, but you know, like, the more ingredients that you just stock in your pantry, then it becomes easier to make all different types of diverse things. So I've been branching out a little bit more and just trying to, like, when I see something that's $2 or $3 and it's not something that I would normally have in my kitchen, just to buy it and see if it's flavorful or if it's something that I want to keep cooking with, and just how that compares to my normal ingredients. Because, you know, I'll be honest, like, usually it's just olive oil in this kitchen. I don't really use any other types of oils, but there's all sorts of things like avocado oil, grapeseed oil, like, just so many different flavors. So I'm trying to experiment a little bit more, add some variety to my palette. And also, I feel like experimenting with those flavors makes me want to eat out less, because then I feel like, well, if I could do it at home, then I don't need to eat out, and then I have a lot more control over what's going in my dinners, so, or in my meals. So I'm excited to give this a try. I'll let you know how it comes out, and right now we're just gonna wait the 12 minutes and see how the salmon cooks. All right, everybody, fresh out of the oven. Looks pretty good. Smells really good. I love the smell of roasted broccoli and cauliflower. So I'm gonna go ahead and plate this up, and I'll see you in a minute. There you go. Looks delicious. I'm actually going to add some sesame seeds as well. See if we can gently, ooh, not too many. And a little bit of lime as well. Delicious. Can't wait to try it. All right, you guys, taste test. Let's see how it came out. So here I have my meal. I'm doing kind of like a TV dinner setup tonight because I just really don't feel like sitting in the kitchen because it's super hot, but I'm okay with that. So let's see. I'm nervous. I hope it's good. Some salmon. That's really good. It's the ginger flavor. The ginger flavor is really strong, and also kind of it has like a soy sauce flavor too, even though I didn't use any soy sauce in it. And then the glaze kind of flavored the vegetables too, so that's really good. The quinoa is always good. I didn't really flavor that, but it just goes really well with the salmon and the veggies, so I would recommend this for sure. I think maybe next time I'll try it with shrimp. Can you make shrimp in the oven? If not, I probably could use a similar sauce, but do it as like a stir fry. But it's really good. It's subtle flavor. It definitely tastes healthy. So I really like it. I would say if I were to make it again, I might use a little less oil, because I was just putting the recipe into my Lose It tracker, and the oil just really ramped up the calories. I mean, as far as the glaze goes, like, the glaze kind of melts, or not melts, but like cooks off, and it really coats the bottom of the pan, so it's not like you're directly consuming all of those calories, but, you know, it's just, I might use a little less oil next time, but it definitely still adds a lot of flavor and cooks it really nicely. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching this cooking video. I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this now, but if you decide to give this a try, let me know in the comments, and I'd love to hear how it went for you, how you liked it. You can also feel free to comment if there are certain types of meals that you'd like to see me make, or anything that you'd like to see differently in these cooking videos.